Sit in the lobby, show me something, keep it sauce and tell nobody in your city, smoke exotics. Spin it slow.
Hey Rosettes, welcome back to my channel. I am YunnieRose. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Join the Rosette family. So I do want to announce that my goal, or like my wishes and hopes, what the hell? My wishes and hopes is to gain 200,000 subscribers by my birthday. So that is December 1st. So okay, tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your side boo, his side boo, her side boo, you know, just keep it in the family. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get in this video. But one last thing, go ahead and follow me on all my social media platforms as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter, all at YunnieRose if you want to, you know, keep up with everything that's going on. And do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more like hair tutorials, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alrighty dolls, so I know this video is titled why I stopped wearing frontals, and you like, sis, I know that's a goddamn frontal on your goddamn head, sis. So today's video is sponsored by Nidula. I have in their Malaysian curly, I have in a 16-inch frontal, a 18-inch, a 20, and a 22-inch bundle, and honey, it looks a bomb. But I do want to go ahead and just talk about frontals a little bit, because I did have to stop wearing them for a while. This is the first frontal I've worn in like probably about 2 months now, and I know Tierra Walker did a video and I commented on that video, so some people was asking me like what did I do. So if you watch Tierra Walker's video, you would know like what happened to her. If you didn't, I would try to remind myself to link it down below. But she did address like her having almost like, it looks like a tan line on her forehead, and the same thing kind of happened to me. I will insert a picture here and a picture here, and I know you dolls can barely tell because I caught it like right in the early stages, but it's pretty much the adhesive that you use. So for the longest I was using Gots to Be gel, which was doing pretty fine, but it was just too much, like trying to wait for it to dry, trying to wait for it to get tacky. Like I wanted to, like, you know, level up. I don't know why that's in my head, but yeah, I wanted to level up to the big girl stuff. So I wanted to like try lace adhesive like Ghost Bond, or what's the other one, Ghost Bond and Bold Hold and Walker's tape and like stuff like that. So I decided to get Ghost Bond, and the only reason I had got Ghost Bond is because I was on my way to Dubai and I knew I booked an activity to swim with the dolphins. So honey, I didn't want them dolphins grabbing onto my wig in the wind. The wig was gone with the water, okay? I did not want that to happen. So that is when I first tried it. And when I first tried it, I was so scared to use it that I used to use a little bit. When I say honey, a little bit, honey, like a little bit. So that I didn't really see the damages that it could do because I used to use a little bit. But once I started, you know, leveling up, I was like, okay, let me use a little more. You know, I really want this to be melted in my skin like them Instagram girls. So the last time I used it, I was in Vegas, and I was wearing it for about a week, but it was hot as hell in Vegas to the point that I was sweating. So me sweating kind of loosened it up and it would like come off easily. But y'all, the tea is, last time I wore it, honey, the wigs hit the fan, okay? My edges was literally snatched, like they was almost gone. But that is when I noticed, like I could not get it off, y'all. I really could not get it off. And it left like a mark on my head, and I could see where it was starting to do, like how like Tierra was saying, like it was starting to almost look like a tan line, but you know it was in the tan line, it was coming from the wig. So I noticed that it's from the adhesive, and I also noticed that it's not really about like, because I know how to take it off now properly, you know, thanks to Susan. But I know how to take it off with 91% alcohol. However, it is steps that you have to do when applying your frontal. So I'm going to just go ahead and walk you along how I apply this frontal and just talk about like the different tips and techniques that I use now when applying my frontal to prevent that from happening, okay? Because it left a mark on my head, and honestly the last 2 months it's been going away, but y'all know, like, I don't have any scars on my face or nothing, but it's literally like a little mark. I don't even know how the mark, I don't even know how that happened. But let's go ahead and jump into the tips and tricks. Alright, dolls, so step number 1 is add a moisturizer. So a lot of people may say add alcohol to dry out your skin before you add your adhesive, but I noticed adding like a moisturizer, you can use coconut oil. I use shea butter, so it's just going to help protect your skin from that adhesive so your skin is not dried out when you apply it. So step number 2 is going to be to tint your lace so it matches your skin tone better, and I like to use foundation and powder. And what this is going to do is basically tint the lace so it matches your skin tone. That way, once you add your adhesives or gel or whatever you use to apply your wig, it's going to look more natural. You can do this step by using, I think is RIT. It's like a fabric coloring where you boil the lace in that color, but to me that is just extra AF. So I noticed that using a foundation that's a tad shade lighter than your skin tone and then setting it with a powder is the best alternative, and it's just easier for beginners and people at home. So step number 3 is to adjust the wig and cut the extra lace. So before you cut the lace, you want to put on your wig and kind of just make sure that it's fit snug to your head and that is even. Some people like to cut the extra lace on a wig head, but I've noticed cutting it on your head applies for the best measurements and it just sits way better. I don't see how people cut the lace on a mannequin head, but hey girl, do your thing, do what's best for you. So as you can see, after like tinting the lace, it just makes the lace look way more, you know, skin-like, and that's what we want, sis. So I like to start in the middle, so I just cut up and then I just cut over, and as you can see, I'm leaving literally like a half a centimeter or a centimeter above where the hairline starts. So what that's going to do is that is going to give you some clearance to actually give you that melting effect to your lace. You don't want to cut it super close because you're not going to have any clearance to where you apply your adhesive, and it's going to get all in the hair, and that's not what you want. So when you get to the sides, you want to feel around for your ear and just part right above your ear and just move that hair out of the way so you can cut onto the part. And I used to do this the hard way to where I had like short little hairs and it was just looking a mess, but now once I take my time and cut it, you can cut it on the part. That way you're not cutting any of the hair. So this is going to help you have less shedding with your frontal and just make it look super natural. So once you get that first cut, you want to kind of curve your finger back towards your ear and kind of create a second part behind your ear. And this way, as you can see, you have a clean, crisp, you should have a clean, crisp part. That way you have a line and a guideline to cut that piece off. And as you can see right now, before I even laid anything down, if you just look, it's already like looking super natural and the fit is perfect. So you just want to take your time and cut that little flap off. And of course, you're going to do the same thing to the next side. So step number 4 is to apply your adhesive and melt the lace. So today we're using today we're using Ghost Bun. So you want to apply a nice amount, you know, not too much or whatever. And some people do layers, but I only do one layer because if you're trying to protect your skin, honey, trust me, just use one layer or maybe two. So what I like to do is just apply some in the middle and then I do each side. And you can take a popsicle stick, a plastic knife. Some people use their fingers. I just use a back of a comb or whatever I have available, but you don't want to use your fingers because your fingers will, the oils in your fingers will get into the adhesive and it will tend to take away the
the durability of the adhesive, if that makes any sense. So make sure you're using some type of tool, and I just apply most of it in the center and just work my way down because my sideburns are long, so I just like to apply a little bit, not too much, but just try to make sure you're not getting it in your skin. So once it starts to get clear, that's when you know you can pull it down. I was going somewhere, so yeah, it's not 100% clear, but once it gets 100% clear, that's when you know you can pull it down. But even if it's a little bit, even if it's a little white, you can still go ahead and press it in, because over like a few hours it's going to dry clear. Just make sure you're not doing it while it's like completely white. So as you can see, I'm stretching and pulling the lace so I really get a chance to really press it into my skin. This is the first step of like really melting it in. You don't want to just apply it on there and it's just sitting on top of that adhesive. You want to make sure that you're pulling the lace so it's super tight and it's like grabbing onto that adhesive. Just don't put it on top, because it's going to sit on top and it's not going to look like scalp, sis, trust me. So you just want to take your time and really press that lace into the adhesive. And like I said, I like to do the middle and then I work my way on each side. So just take your time and press it in. And like I said, if it's white and not 100% clear, don't try to press too hard because you want it to dry clear. If you press too hard, it's gonna get all into the hairs and it's gonna be all white and stuff, and you know, I'm pretty sure that's not the look we going for, sis. Oh, so just take your time and press it down. So the fifth step is to cut and lay down the baby hair. So what you want to do is just take a little bit of hairs out on each side. And I like to use a razor comb. You can get these from the beauty supply store for like $1. Or you can use scissors, but make sure you're like using a choppy motion if you are doing scissors. But honestly, this razor comb will be your best friend when it comes to applying and cutting your baby hairs. So I'm going to take some Eco Styler gel and an old toothbrush to lay down my baby hairs. So with frontals, wherever I want my part to be, I do kind of take a little bit of gel and gel down the part. Some people use mousse. I don't like to use mousse too much because it's just too messy for me and I don't have time. But if you're comfortable with using mousse, that is another alternative for you to get your part super flat and to get your baby hairs really, you know, on fleek. But I like to use Eco Styler because it's lightweight and it's not gonna make your edges look all hard and crispy, okay? So the sixth step is to tie down your lace frontal. So this is the last step. This is the most important step. What you want to do is take a satin cloth or anything you have as far as like a scarf around the house, and you want to tie down the lace frontal as tight as you can get it, at least I would say at least for about 20 to 30 minutes. And what this is going to do is allow the lace to really take time and melt into that adhesive, and that is what's going to give you that scalp, okay?
So I hope you learned something. This is the finished look. Let me zoom you dolls in because this, y'all, sis is laid. It's a little white right there because I didn't want to wait. But you can see where it dried clear. It looks like skin, honey. It looks good. Honey. Oh, baby. Honey. Hunty. Sis look good. Good. But no, this hair is really, really nice. Honestly, it's so weird because I never really get Malaysian hair. This is probably my second time having Malaysian hair. But I noticed that Malaysian hair is very, I won't say very, but Malaysian hair is thin. So that makes it more lightweight. So like this wig right now, it feels like, okay, let me not do that. But that wig feels really, really light. So if you're a person that like wants to get into wigs or want to get into like wearing hair, but you don't want like super bulky hair, you want something that's a little like toned down and really natural, then I would suggest you going with the Malaysian curly or just Malaysian straight, just any Malaysian, because it's really, I don't want to say it's thin because that may scare people, but it is a more finer, there we go, it is a more finer texture, and it's just really lightweight, honey. And I would feel like it's perfect for the summer. So if you're about to go on vacation or you got that last little summer trip coming, Malaysian is your best friend, honey. You don't want to be sweating your wigs off, okay? You don't want to be doing that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give your girl a big thumbs up, and yeah, comment down below like what is your favorites. Do you like closures, or do you like frontals, or do you just like wigs? Do you like 360 lace frontals, like, or you just like bundles with leave out? Let me know what you dolls like in the comment section down below. You know, let's chit chat. We are sisters, honey. We stand together. We make up one big family, but we don't look the same. Our spots are different, okay? Different colors. We make each other stronger. We ain't never gonna change, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. Love you.